Hello YouTube. Just 7 kilometers from the village of Kaltsovo, in the Ferzikov district, on the left bank of the Oka river, the deep Lubavets ravine is hiding from prying eyes. It is there, in the steep slopes overgrown with forest, that one of the most mysterious and mystical places of the Kaluga region, the Kaltsovsky caves, are located. For centuries, caves have been one of the most interesting places to explore. Ancient people attached mystical significance to them, and modern scientists consider them to be excellent places to search for all kinds of artifacts and evidence of life in the past. The Kaltsovsky caves in the Kaluga region are just such, and both material scientists and travelers interested in various esoteric matters and mysteries seek to visit those caves. Interesting facts actually about them, but we'll get to them. So, some directions for the paranormal phenomena tourists out there. On the left bank of the Oka River, near the village of Kaltsov, there is a huge and very deep wooded ravine called Lubavets. It begins near the village of Mikhailovka and ends at the river. It is very easy to spot it on the steep and precipitous shores, as well as the outcrops of dark red and blue clay. Near the mouth of the ravine, on its right slope, limestone layers and several entrances to tunnels are sharply distinguished. Located at the altitude of 30 meters above river level, on terraces of natural origin, these are the remains of limestone works that have been preserved since the 19th century. They are called the Kaltsovsky caves. Initially, the catacombs aroused interest due to the unusual loading of the rocks extracted in them, which were used for the construction of Moscow and other cities. According to the natives, in the old days, limestone blocks were cut down in the depths of the caves and then sent to the surface on horseback along high corridors. After that, the blocks were leveled and moved to a wooden chute laid all the way to the Oka River. An artificial pond was created on the riverbank from which water was supplied to the trough, which served as a lubricant, and the stones simply slid to the waiting barges to go to the construction sites after that. Today, of course, no work is being carried out there, but this does not detract from the curiosity of people who come to the caves. The main legend connects these places with the name of Count Vorontsov, a powerful warlock and sorcerer. They say that he not only forbid the construction of churches and ordered the demolition of all crosses in the surrounding cemeteries, but also built his palace somewhere in that area. And underground in the cave system, he built an entire underground complex. According to legend, there were at least 6 tiers. The first one, stone was mined there for the construction of the palace. The second one housed the treasury, wine cellars, and other storerooms. Third, the heart of the gloomy cult is an octagonal hall for black masses and sacrifices. The lowest one, it is rumored to be located under the Oka riverbed, and there are entrances to it from both banks of the river. Despite all efforts, it was not possible to find these counts' dungeons, but the researchers studied nearby caves with a total length of about 800 meters, which are associated with many of their stories. The caves can be accessed through several entrances of different sizes. Walking along the corridor from the main entrance, you will find yourself in a hall with the poetic name Hatahan. There are 3 stone pillars in the center of it, and pieces of crystalline gypsum still glisten in the light of lanterns in the walls. Once they were used instead of expensive glass inserted into windows. If you take a closer look at the layers of black clay, it is easy to notice gypsum crystals. In the old days, plates of them were called Mary's glasses and were inserted into windows instead of the usual, but then glass was expensive. Now crystals serve as souvenirs, and some people revere them as magical objects. Next, the gallery leads to a semi-basement. Crawl behind a block of stone and there it is. The most mystical object of caves, the so-called the entrance to hell or gates of hell. This is a semicircular hole tightly clogged with dents, as if plastered with clay. Legend has it that it was from here that the passage to the legendary lower tiers began. One of the most curious tales is connected with the gates of hell. They say that this passage was opened about 30 years ago. One night, a group of tourists heard someone calling, "Stop sleeping, let's go to the caves." As if hypnotized, everyone went to the cave, but at the entrance, they woke up and returned. In the morning, they discovered that the gate had been sealed overnight with a vertical wall of packed clay, which looked completely unnatural for a landslide. Allegedly, it was the spirit of Count Vorontsov who tried to lure and destroy the brave souls. By the way, nowadays the gates are pretty disfigured by the attempts of enthusiasts to clear the passage down. So if you decide to visit there, don't be an enthusiast and leave things alone. Don't touch. In the Koltsovsky caves, people often encounter the inexplicable sense of time failure. The difference between the inner sense of time and reality can be up to 3 hours. Oddities with the compass. The arrow is deflected, possibly due to deposits of ironstone. Hallucinations and fear, especially in the area of the deep 15-meter crack, which speleologists, cave explorers, have nicknamed gases. There's a hypothesis that natural gas seeps through the cracks, which can affect the psyche. The ghost of the Count. Many people hear moaning and crying in the back areas, and some have met the ghostly figure of Vorontsov himself, who was calling them from somewhere. Legends and historical chronicles are the reason for the high attendance of the Koltsovsky caves. Scientists believe that the caves are old quarries based in natural caves. From time immemorial to the 19th century, crystalline limestone, which was called marble, was mined there. The stone was lowered, like I said, down a wooden chute to the Oka and loaded onto barges for shipment to various construction sites of the Russian Empire. It is also known that in the year 1812, locals would hide in the caves from the French troops. And in the middle of the 19th century, Russian scientists visited the caves studying the fossils of ancient plants and animals. As for the rubble, many of the passageways were deliberately blown up, possibly for security reasons. So did Count Vorontsov in his laboratory really exist? Or is it just like a folk fiction, a legend? The answer may still be hidden in the unexplored lower levels, where modern researchers are so eager to get to. So I'll bring you more such stories about Russia and the surrounding countries like Belarus, Ukraine, and then, of course, Central Asia. Mongolia. And I hope to do more videos on the subject, of course, and other paranormal phenomena. If you like my research, please support through the links you find in the description to this channel. Thank you for your attention to my work. Please like my videos. Please subscribe to my channel.